There are powers on Earth too hidden to be seen, and conspiracies too vast to comprehend. For years, the world has seen fact distorted, reality manipulated, and the truth concealed. Join the Pierre Sebac podcast to uncover the real meanings behind ancient aliens and their symbolism.
Hi, this is Pierre Sebac, unlocking the keys to the mysteries. Now, in several of my videos I've talked about the Disciperati, the Deceivers, and I just thought I would try and clarify what I mean by the Disciperati. So, as I've mentioned then before, the Disciperati literally means the Deceivers. Now, they're phonetically concordant in the English with the word disciples. So, a disciple is one who is led through deception. And we can see, therefore, that the etymology of disciple in the Latin discipulus, which is a learner, is from the etymology of discere, which is to learn. Now, it's very interesting because in this paradigm of the disciple learns through deception, and it's a system which is modelled on 3 stages of initiation. Now, the 3 stages of initiation, again, have their symbolic comparison with the Illuminati, with the tripartite Illuminati, which are the 3 divisions of the Illuminati, which is something I'm going to talk about in later videos. But if we look at the basic deconstruction of knowledge, we can view it in these terms. So, to begin with, in the outer mysteries, we have the literal interpretation of mythology or religion. Now, the next level of knowledge is the symbolic interpretation. So, in other words, this disciple, therefore, goes from the progression of that this is a literal story, whether you're dealing with a parable or the parable of, let's say, turning water into wine. Then you would go into the symbolic interpretation. So, for example, a miracle would perhaps convey an astro-theological truth, and so then would be astrological deconstruction, for example. Now, lastly, the disciple, if he's earned this and he's progressed, then he goes to the final stage, which is hidden knowledge. And this hidden knowledge is basically in which the gods are unveiled as living beings. So there's a full cycle in which you go from a literal interpretation in which the gods are flesh and blood, or the representation of gods and angels. Then the disciple is made to question his belief system and his faith, because everything is deconstructed through linguistic and astrological and numerological symbolism, which is the next level of encryption. And then lastly, everything again is turned upside down and on its head, because the gods are unveiled to be living beings. As we said before, this tradition is the classical tradition. It's dependent upon the parallel society, which is also the dialectic, which is this discourse between human and non-human angels, or the Serapahim-Kerubim. I refer to this as the Serapahim-Kerubim dialectic. Now, if we wanted to summarize this, we could say, therefore, that at the basis of the pyramid, we have the literal reinforcement of religious ideology. This would be through literal truth or fundamentalism. At the next level of the pyramid strata, we have the symbolic deconstruction of religious ideology. And then lastly, we have revelation, which is the hidden knowledge which is unveiled. Again, this would tie into the apocalypse. Apocalyptin, which is to unveil. The unveiling in this respect is disclosure. So disclosure relates to the apocalypse, that which is unveiled. Now, the Disciperati, or the Deceivers, are therefore can be viewed as a duplicitous organisation, and their followers are disciples. Now, we can also see, therefore, that the combination of words linked to the Disciperati suggests compartmentalization of knowledge, and this is primarily through deception. Now we can see that the concept is analogous in the Latin in particular, in which in the Latin lexicon the term discernere, which is discernment, is from the compound dis, which is apart, and cernere, which is to separate apart. And these labels are implicit of a sacred or a grafted bloodline. Again, the etymology of divine, die, which is two, and vine, which is the coming together of two vines or two bloodlines which are combined. In the occult tradition, this would be the combining together, the stitching together, or the grafting together of an angelic human bloodline, which feeds into the tradition of the demigods within mythology. And again, the bastardized lineage of the demigods would be the Nephilim. The Nephilim were this unsanctioned lineage which were destroyed with the flood. It was rumoured, however, that sections of the Nephilim survived after the flood. And again, this is an occult tradition. Now, so we have this tradition, and if you like, we have the relationship between the thesis, which is literal knowledge. We have the antithesis, which is the deconstruction of the symbol, and then we have the synthesis, in which the thesis and the antithesis is synthesized together, which is the revealing of these entities or these angels or aliens. So we can see, therefore, if we want to summarize who the Disciperati are, they are the disciples who service the lie, and they consist of elements of the priesthood who are actively subverting empiricism, and they're trying to lead humanity astray. And in short, we can say that the Disciperati, they have access to unlimited knowledge, and they are therefore affiliated to segments of the Paro society, the dialectic between heaven and earth. Now, the Paro society is found within the tripartite, or the tripartite Illuminati, which are the three sections of the Illuminati, which essentially is human or proto-human. We have the seraphic or alien element, and then we have the combining together and the planting of certain bloodlines which are deemed as being human, angelic, or royal bloodlines, and the planting of particular bloodlines upon the earth. And this is summarized as a tripartite. Okay, that's basically, if you like, the three representations of knowledge, and how knowledge is compartmentalized, how this at a very loose level fits into the tripartite Illuminati, because the Illuminati again is graded within 3 degrees or 3 sections. It has 3 core components to the Illuminati. Right, if you've enjoyed this video and you've learned something about the Disciperati, the Deceivers, then please give this video a thumb up. It would be great if you tuned in again. This is Pierre Sabak. Let's try and make this a better world. Thank you very much. Thank you.